on video. Okay, I think we're ready. Here we go. You know the drill. It begins in 3, 2. Oh, and then, well, hold on. Everybody watching this video at home on YouTube, I know that the Skype video is not working. We don't know what's wrong. Just live with that blank window, okay?
Suck it
Once
out.
in a while, you just have to suck it up. All right, here we go. It begins in 3, 2, 1.
Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
This is the final score, episode 163 for Wednesday, July 9th, 2014. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the final score. This is the video game podcast for the rest of us. My name is Scott Johnson. I'm joined by the recently returned home Brian Dunaway. Hello, Brian.
Hi, Scott Johnson. How are you?
I'm okay, man. How are you, man?
I'm tired.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. But you know what? That won't stop me from playing video games.
Oh, that's good. Because you did 20 hours to and 20 hours back from the Salt Lake Valley, right?
You wish.
More than
brother,
that?
man.
More than
8
that?
hours. 8 hours from South Carolina to Washington, D.C., where I met Dave Michaels, and we drove across 32 hours.
Oh,
to
my
Utah.
God.
Oh my gosh.
What the
32
hell?
32 hours back and 8 more hours to my house.
That's insane, dude.
Days.
That's insane. That's like 48 hours of driving. I didn't even want to think about it.
Math. You don't know math at all, Scott Johnson.
Having just returned to Phoenix in probably barely more than an hour on a plane, Nicole
I know,
Spag.
right? I'm nice and refreshed.
Yeah.
I get home for days.
Not so bad when you have to just hop on that quick little jump back down there. That's a quick flight.
It's a nice little, yeah. And Phoenix is Southwest is the hub.
Yeah, that's
Here in
right.
Phoenix.
In Phoenix, right? We have a Delta hub here. You guys have Southwest there. It all works out.
Yeah. So it was an awesome time. I had so much fun.
It was.
I had a lot of people request that we do Final Score live.
I was going to say, we probably should do that next time. I think it's to that point where some of the shows that, for whatever reason in my own head, didn't seem like good fits in the past. I think they're totally good fits now.
I think so, too.
So we appreciate everybody who came up and said, hey, we love Final Score, and shook a lot of hands and talked to a lot of people, and saw Ladies of Elite live, which is good. Saw Brian and I do the comics panel and plus other stuff, Film Sack, whatnot. It was a blast. Nerdtacular was great this year.
Nerdtaculars for the nerds.
I'm terrified that it peaked. That it was amazing. It was so good.
It was the first year I actually had a chance to play a game for the first.
What'd you
I
play
played
there?
Munchkin and Cards Against Humanity for the first time.
Both. Oh, you didn't play. You haven't played Cards.
I've
Wow.
never played Cards Against Humanity, but I've played Munchkin in the past.
Munchkin's good. So is Cards Against Humanity.
It was fun.
Cards Against Humanity is a
Horrible game.
It's a terrible game. Yeah, it's just terrible things are said there.
All about your scrot.
Yeah.
Iceworm had some Frog Pants cards too, so I thought that was
I forgot about that.
Did you use Did you use those in there? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
A lot of fun.
good time had by all, and as it turns out, I actually got some game time when I got home, which is nice.
Yay.
Didn't expect that, because leading up to it, I had hardly any, but had a few things to do since, and we'll talk about those in a little segment we're called What Are We Playing? We're called?
Hey!
We call.
Playing?
Let me just correct that. A little segment
You're
we call.
forgiven.
So let's talk about the games we played this week. I wanted to get it before everything hit the fan, and I thought, well, there's no way I'm going to have time to play this, so I may as well wait and save it for when I get back. So I did, but when I got back, I purchased the now released, previous to now was in early access mode, but is now officially released out of early access, Divinity Original Sin for the PC.
I love Divinity. It's like sweet white chocolate candy.
I wish that's what this. Well, actually, I really like what this is, but I also wish it was white candy chocolate stuff.
White. I don't even think it's chocolate. I think it's white candy.
No, it's just white. Yeah, it's like white.
It's egg whites and sugar.
Yeah, it's not good for you. Don't eat that. It'll coat your colon.
Coat your colon, baby.
Colon coat. So Original Sin is the third in the series of Divinity games. The first two were very much Diablo clone-ish like games, and they were okay. I never thought they were as good as Diablo or other competitors, so they were never really high on my list. But I had read and heard that Original Sin was going to go very different, big departure, be something a lot more like Baldur's Gate or the original.
What is original sin? Isn't that eating the fruit from the tree of knowledge?
It is biblically speaking, but in the fantasy world of yin yang or whatever the hell they call it, I don't know what it's called. It's Cerebus or whatever their name of their big country is, town. Their version of Westeros, their version of Sanctuary, their version of Azeroth. You know what I mean? That whole thing.
Right.
I don't know. There's some story going on that I'm sure leads to all this, but it is a big, sweeping. Beautiful, I'd say, RPG, and it's a down or 3/4 view sort of down view game. Looks like Diablo in terms of that.
Doesn't everything lately look like Diablo to you? Is it just me?
No, it's just you. It's just you. There aren't many new RPGs that have adopted that look, so I think it might just be you. But it's an old way of doing it. Like back in the Baldur's Gate, like 90s, that was very common for an RPG to look like that. Winter's, what was it? Winter or no?
Neverwinter.
No. Neverwinter Nights though is similar in terms of gameplay here too. It's very much like those old games. The combat is turn-based now. So I love that. You kidding me? I love that. Big fan.
We played some more turn-based games this weekend, so that's good.
Yeah, that's good. So you get into a fight. You have a lot of dialogue. You challenge the dude to a fight or whatever. And then you square off with your different party members. I have 3 currently. And they have, I'm loaded up with abilities. I have a wizard, a cleric, and I forget what he is. Another wizard,
So maybe. A cleric, wasn't that what Ralph Mouth played in Dungeons & Dragons from the 80s?
Yeah, totally. And it's a healer here. It's also an offensive melee fighter. Like these classes feel like straight up D&D characters. Like That's why I'm making all these comparisons to Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter, because they're both those games were, those are D&D campaigns. And there's dice being rolled in the background. You don't see it, but that's how, you're determining whether you hit or miss or whatever, how much you crit for them, and so on. The combat is great, very well paced. I like it. These action points you spend make a lot of sense. It's just, that stuff's really well done. But what has happened here is it has presented me with a very thick, like, hardcore RPG that's not easy. There's a lot to take in. There's a ton of story. And if you're not used to that, if you've been rolling in Diablo and just hucking spells left and right, it can be a little disorienting to go back to this kind of older school way of playing an RPG.
Yeah, they boast 180 spells and skills. I'm like, 180.
Yeah, it's a beast. I doubt you'd ever use them all. I mean, obviously you're going to pick what fits your, your style or whatever, and you're going to apply your points and all of that. But it's very well done. Like, I'm kind of blown away how big and thick it is as compared to the, typical I would say that this is, certainly is bigger than the Baldur's Gate games, but I mean, it rivals Skyrim in terms of total content. The town itself, I spent, I don't know how many hours just getting around there, figuring out who's who, where do I got to go, what do I got to talk to, what's this place? Okay, sweet. I can talk to animals. How do I do that? Like, it's weird. You can talk to these animals, talk to cats and stuff. It's really cool and it's really pretty, and the dungeons are really cool, and you loot everything. I mean, there's just baskets and boxes and stuff everywhere. There's great,
getting good reviews.
Yeah, man. It really is. People are liking it. Tactically, it's pretty neat because, like, if there's a bunch of dudes who are, going to kill me, one of my powers is to throw a barrel of oil, or sometimes I can find oil barrels around us. I can grab it and chuck it, and then set that oil on fire and give an AOE effect burn to everybody in that mess. The problem is I can be hit with it too, so I got to be careful.
Oh, so can I like throw it back at you there or something?
Well, I won't throw it back. It's just you don't want to be in the area that it explodes, or you might blow something up that lets out some like noxious gas.
Somebody going, "Gerp, get out of the fire."
Yeah,
Gerp,
basically,
get out of the fire.
And if you're out of action points, you can't go anywhere. You got to sit there and take it.
Oh, that's true. It's turn-based. That's true. Good point.
So a lot of tactical smarty pants stuff going on there too, which I totally dig on that. If I had one complaint, it's not really a problem with the game. It's more a problem with me and my mindset. There's a lot of threads, a lot of story to go through, and a lot of sort of dialogue trees of deciding whether you're going to be mad at that guy or happy with that guy. You can even set up a scenario where you and your party members disagree in the campaign, and you literally do rock, paper, scissors to determine whose decision gets made. And I mean that for real. You click. There's 3 icons come up. One's a rock, one's paper, one's scissors. You choose the one that you.
What do you always? What's your go-to?
I'm usually rock, but it's so random. You gotta choose around.
Right.
So I
with ya.
I keep doing that, and that's actually a really fun little mini game. I haven't had to do it maybe twice as all of it. It's I don't know how else to explain it. I think it's really, really good, and I need to settle into the mindset I had when I played Baldur's Gate in 1998 and realize that this is turn-based. It is tactical. You need to take the time it needs to listen to what the guard told you, not just go, all right, skip dialogue, bip, 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 like WoW or whatever. In this case, it doesn't work like that. It is like, you need to know. It's more like Mass Effect,
Right.
You're like, I need to know what he said because it's important for my quest to know what he said so I know what direction to go because it's not just going to give it to me on a platter here. So I need to really pay attention, and I need to make sure to loot that thing because if I don't, I'm going to need that later. So there's a lot of that stuff going on. It's very much an homage to that era, and I think a lot of gamers really want that. So none of these are negatives. It's just a switch in my own brain.
Right. I tried playing Baldur's Gate again, the enhanced edition.
Yeah.
I picked it up and
not so enhanced. Huh?
I couldn't get very far.
Did you? What held you back? Do you think? Just curious, what you thought was the hold up? Because I had the same problem. I did the same thing with Baldur's Gate again.
Was it the soldiers?
No, just the graphics, and I just I'd like to think that I can play older school games, but then some games just don't connect with me as much.
Yeah, like if you pick up Mario or something, you're like, this feels great. I'm right back in because that aesthetic kind of holds up. But old Baldur's Gate, as fun as it was the day I played it and as awesome as it looked then, it looks like garbage now.
Yeah.
So if that's your major hang-up, as it was for me with the enhanced editions, this game's like those games gameplay-wise and like story and richness and character development and all that, but with a really, really pretty engine.
It is attractive looking.
It's very good looking, yeah.
Did you get the digital collector's edition?
No, I didn't do that. I never do that.
Not bad. $39.99 on Steam. That's the only place they have it right now, right?
That's what I paid. Right. That's what I got it for.
Not bad,
it's funny. One of the day I bought it, like an hour or two after I paid for it, somebody on their team, somebody, I don't know who it was actually, may not have been on the team, but they tweeted me and said, "Hey, you want a review copy?" I'm like, "Oh, shite."
I want a review copy.
Well, I'll talk to him, but
they'll get you a demo copy.
Yeah, we'll get you a demo. Give me 2 hours worth of gameplay. You got that someplace? And they'll say nope, and I'll say all right. Anyway, it's cool. Now, just a little history on this thing. It was kickstarted originally, so
right.
That was the original sin. They kickstarted it, so people got a lot of very early access to alpha and beta, and then they did early access on Steam later on, and then that was in that state for probably, I don't know, 3 months or something, and then this is the actual release. So if you buy it now, you're getting the finished game. And thus far, they've done a patch, and they seem very interested in staying on top of it. It has Steamworks integration, so full modding capability, so very much Neverwinter Nights kind of, make your own campaigns and build your own worlds and stuff. Yeah. It's all very exciting. I'm stoked for the longevity of that, and it supports online co-op. Haven't tried it yet, but because there's a lot of Nicole, you like that the Lara Croft game? What was that called? Guardian of Light.
Temple. Or was it?
Was it Guardian of Light? I thought it was. Anyway,
I think it's Guardian of Light. That's the top down, right?
You work with that spear dude, and you have to co-op a lot of puzzles, right? Remember all that?
Yeah.
This game features tons of that. And it can be done in single player, just like Guardian of Light could. But the co-op versions of a lot of these puzzles and stuff look like they would be a total ball. Like totally fun to just like figure out a creative way to kill a group of dudes or to get through a room where you got to stand on pressure plates or something like that. And both of you have to be on the same time. I mean, a lot of that stuff, just like in Guardians, is there. That's maybe what's so surprising to me is it's got this old school feel, but there's a lot of layers of things that remind me of some of these other games, and they've done it in a way that feels pretty seamless and not tacked on. So yeah, bottom line for me, I'm impressed as hell. I think this is a good game, and I feel like, and it's also funny. They're not taking themselves too seriously. There are moments of
you convinced me now.
Real goofiness,
right there.
So worth it, totally worth it. People should check it out. I also played Q-Bert Rebooted. So did you, Brian?
I saw that you played this, and I thought, well, if Scott bought it for $4.49, I will purchase it for $4.49.
Yeah.
Now I hate Scott.
Yeah, you
Go ahead,
should.
Scott. Tell us all about it.
Should probably hate me a little bit. Well, let's talk about it together. So this game is like often happens, you take a classic game and reboot it or re-enhance it or whatever.
Right.
And they've called it Q-Bert Rebooted. Mm-hmm. There are technically 2 games included. One is classic, straight up, arcade Q-Bert from back in the day. Right. And it's all there, and it seems pretty accurate. And the emulation seems fine.
It's a little bit small on the screen, but it's not bad.
Yeah, they show the arcade art around it like you would on the real screen and stuff. Right. It's fine.
I really have full screen. Yeah.
No, who's calling me? Oh, that's Roger. Should we add this? Should we add Roger to the call? When I say Roger, I mean Ralph. Ralph, what's going on? Ralphie boy? No Ralph? I guess Ralph's not there. Can you guys hear me? Can no one hear me? What? Hold on. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, you put us on hold. Who knows?
I apologize. He may call back.
I don't know.
But he wouldn't answer even then, so I don't know what Ralph's doing.
Who was it?
Ralph.
Oh, Ralph. I love that guy.
Yeah, Ralph's great. He was in Nerdtacular as well, yeah.
Like, who the heck is Roger?
He's driving like crazy, too, right now. I think he's trying to get home. Really? Yeah, because tomorrow night he's on, Friday night he's on Current Geek, which will be good. Ooh. Anyway, point being what? My point is, Q-Bert. So we got the old version in there, and then you got this rebooted version, which is this kind of moderned up, but very tablet looking, didn't you think, Brian?
Yes. So
tablety as hell.
Looks like they just said, no, we should reboot Q-Bert, but not spend any money whatsoever.
Yeah, it's real rudimentary, and it's fine. I mean, look, I played it. I did video of it. It's up on Frog Pants TV if you want to see it.
I did too.
It's okay. Yeah. It's not the worst thing you're going to play, but there really is nothing special happening here.
It is the worst thing you will play, because I'm telling you that, because I went back and I played it because I was like, maybe I remember Q-Bert wrong, but I went back to the classic mode and I'm like, hey, this has got charm. This is fun. This is difficult. The rebooted version, okay, I didn't have my controller with me when I was playing this.
I tried controller and it sucked. I ended up going with mouse because the controller sucked. It was bad.
I used the keyboard. Yeah. The default keyboard mapping has S mapped to both jump up and jump down. So whichever one comes last in the list is the one it does. So immediately I start trying to go down and I start jumping off the back. And I'm like, am I not hitting the right keys? Let me go back and look again. Nope. Eventually figured out after a little bit of research that S was mapped to both and it was taking the second for some reason. So I went back and I
didn't use any of that. I used the mouse. I just click you click the square you want to jump to,
the square you want to jump to, which is where you come with the tablet thing. The point, but that's just one of the few little things that's wrong with this game. This game, I don't usually pan games, but this game is a piece of crap because this
taking your quarters.
It is so freaking. The pacing is horrible. I mean, the first couple of times you're going, what am I doing? There's nothing attacking me. I'm just sidestepping all this stuff. For the first 4 levels, it doesn't seem like you're doing anything except avoiding the little plasma balls. Not even any snakes. Not even any fun stuff like the spinning disc. Man, in the arcade game, you were moving right along. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this one is the pace is so slow. I didn't think I was ever going to get to the point where it was going to be any fun, and I didn't. As a result, I quit.
Yeah, I played for a while. I got to level 5, a little bit more after the video. It's just a little throwaway. I mean, it's $5. It's no big deal.
Hey, $5 you can get a really good game today.
Right. No, I agree. And there's plenty to buy on a tablet or something where I feel like this thing belonged for $1. But I'm just saying, yes, it's not great, but I don't think it's terrible. And I also don't think Q-Bert as a whole holds up that well. I think it's fine, but the gameplay is not as good as I thought it was when I was a kid, even on the old classic one.
On the arcade one?
And I've said this for a while. I played the emulated MAME version not long ago, and I kind of went, oh, Q-Bert's okay, I guess. It's not great. He swears when he dies. That's kind of funny.
It's pretty cute.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's jumping the spinning disc to make the snakes jump off after.
Nicole, you know what, Nicole? The art for the rebooted version made me think you might like it, kind of. I mean, just the look of it. I don't mean the gameplay.
It looks like something a 2-year-old would draw.
No, it wasn't that bad. It's all right.
Q-Bert, I have a love-hate feeling with that game.
Yeah.
Because in the arcade, it just was a coin hog. Yeah. That's all I wanted. Wanted my money, and it just was a hard game to play.
It wanted my money.
It was, and it was willing to take it. That's for sure.
That was the somewhat, even though you got to admit, I mean, Q-Bert's pretty simple in its play, but it had this really good balance of being just difficult enough that you felt like, well, maybe if I do one more thing.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, when you have to start getting down to the point where you're jumping back over onto the same boxes and changing the colors back and forth, and our snakes are jumping down and changing the colors, it gets pretty complicated, and it's a pretty cool little puzzle game.
Yeah, it can be.
I would just say put your $5 to a good game, like Wolf Among Us, which is on sale right now, 50% off.
Now, do you say
40%? The Wolf Among Us.
Do you say wolf or woof? Which way do you
Wolf. I probably say wolf. I don't know why. It's just something I say.
I like it. I don't think it's a problem. No, listen.
Is it a Missouri thing?
Your strange mispronunciations were like the highlight of Nerdtacular. They were getting used everywhere.
I don't know why.
I didn't either. I didn't plan any of that. That was a hoot. All right, so that's Q-Bert. And then I went back and played a game I already owned, but I got a hankering for it because I'm looking so much forward to the Beyond Earth Civ game that's coming out this fall. I cannot freaking wait for that. And I wanted something a little less intense than straight up Civ right now. I mean, I love Civilization, but I felt like I wanted something I can get into quick and just goof around in. And I forgot and then remembered that I have a game called Warlock, Master of the Arcane on Steam. And I really like this game, and I have since it came out. There were some major bugs when it first launched, but later it got fine, and now it's totally fine. I want to say it was released in 2012, maybe. Imagine, it's not like Days of Wonder similar to this as well, but it's basically it's Civ with not all, but mostly fantasy elements. So you pick your race and you make crazy stuff like orcs to fight, or a pack of wolves or magic fairies or whatever are part of your army. It's much more army based, so you're doing that more than you're working on your economy and things like that. But you still do that. You establish new cities. You try to control the money. There's it's all turn based like Civ. It's just you look at it and go, oh, it's almost like a Civ mod because it's very similar.
It is very similar. I played the demo, and I mean, I literally played like maybe 20 minutes.
Loads of fun. I really like it. So it's worth it because it's super cheap, and I think it is anyway. I think it's under $15 now.
It's really cheap.
It's a little older, but it still looks nice and plays really well, and you can really get into some fun, quick games without spending 15 days on it, and dominate the map and just kill everybody in your wake. And there's a lot of really unique races and abilities to fight. Taking over cities is super satisfying. It's just a little bit more. It's like arcade. It's like arcade Civ is what it is.
Right. I felt entirely over my head as soon as I started playing. I'm like, wow, this is.
Oh man, it's nothing even close. I mean, like over your head should be how you feel with well, Days of Wonder is pretty intense, but
I wouldn't say like mentally over my head. I mean, I feel like I was like the game was moving faster than I was really ready for, because I was thinking Civ, I'm like reading stuff, and I'm like,
you still do a lot of that. I mean, it's still turn based, so it's not going to do anything until you end your turn. But yeah,
but
it's
pretty aggressive.
Yeah, it's an aggressive game. You're no question. There's stuff coming at you pretty quick,
and
I recommend it. I think it's great. That's Warlock, Master of the Arcane on the PC. Brian played Risk of Rain. What the hell? Oh, Brian, it's a little roguelike deal. I forgot about that.
Right, a little roguelike deal, and it kind of looks like Terraria is what it looked like at first. As soon as I started playing, I'm like, hey, this is nothing like I thought it was going to look like. It looks like Terraria. Sort of,
but you're little tiny dudes, right?
You're little tiny dudes like in Terraria. Like that's what I mean. Graphically, it looks like that. You're not building stuff and all that other stuff like that. But I don't know. I didn't make it very far because apparently I spent 10 minutes playing and then like 45 minutes trying to figure out why my sound wouldn't work, because apparently there's a huge issue with that, and you have to like uninstall all the runtime libraries and uninstall the game or reinstall it, and eventually I just said, forget it.
That doesn't seem good.
So I was like, but there's a lot of people complaining about it.
Huh.
So it looks like a fun game, and I'll know one day when I get the nerve up to try again with
it's pretty good. It's not. I did not like it as much as say Rogue Legacy or Spelunky or any of those other games that were kind of out around the same time or hitting big. it didn't quite do it for me the way those did, but it's pretty good. It's a little more hardcore, a little harder.
Yes, it's like the arcade thing once again, because you're jumping right in, you're shooting right away, and you're going.
Yeah, it's a true roguelike in the truest sense, which is they're hard as hell, and they're kind of supposed to be.
Right. Can I say one more bad thing about Q-Bert?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
give Q-Bert one more poke in the penis face or whatever that thing is.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the Q-Bert thing also has the ability to purchase other characters. And at first I thought it was like maybe they were thinking about doing an in-game kind of thing at some point, like, in-game purchases, because you collect gems as you go along for purchasing characters, which the characters were just different Q-Berts, like, Nurse Q-Bert, Fireman Q-Bert. These aren't really ones, but it was crap like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, right, yeah.
And it was but you had to earn so many of the gems so you could purchase.
Oh, that's what those gems are for.
That's what the gems are for.
Oh,
See?
I'm so dumb in that video. I didn't actually look and check. I just thought, I don't know what these gems are for, but here they are.
And I think that's what really made me realize how unfinished this game was, and they just kind of like threw it out, and it was like almost like it's like probably somebody had a good idea, and they said, well, what do you want to do? We're way behind. What are we gonna do? Just make something. Yeah. Just ET that thing all up, and ship it out the door.
That's also just a weird pick for a redo, I think. Of all the arcade games you want to revive.
I was pretty excited about Q-Bert, because I was thinking this is a good time to reboot Q-Bert. And I actually was in a really big nostalgia mode last couple of days. And not only to pick up this stupid Q-Bert rebooter, I also picked up, not too long ago, I picked up the Pac-Man and the Ghostly Hoo-Ha. You know what I'm talking about?
The Ghostly Hoo-Ha.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait, I'm trying to remember. There was a Pac-Man reboot?
Yeah, it was a Pac-Man game. Well, actually, there's a new Pac-Man cartoon out that's on Disney XD, and it's a video game based on that. It's Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures. Oh. And, it was kind of looked like a platformer, like a, kind of a Mario 3D kind of thing, or Sonic 3D kind of thing. And I was like, okay, I'm about ready for that on my PC. I can see that. So that's what I did. So I was like, okay, I picked it up, put it back, didn't load it, because it was like, I looked and it's like 3 gigs, and I'm like, 3 gigs for Pac-Man? Really?
3 gigs? Jeez, that's crazy.
I was like, for reals? Yeah. So that's what I did. So, by the way, Game Center just challenged me, D&D Lords of Waterdeep challenge from Chris Pruitt.
Great.
Okay, anyway, I downloaded that too while I was at Nerdtacular. Okay,
I think Chris Pruitt was there.
I think he was too. Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures. So I'm playing that game, and it's all right. The characters are. It's kind of like watching a Saturday morning cartoon. You remember when they had that Pac-Man crap that came on in the 80s? Right?
Yeah, I do. Nicole laughs because she knows. She remembers.
I do.
I liked it.
Right. I haven't actually seen. I've seen advertisements for the new one on Disney XD, but I haven't actually watched it. But you remember how cartoons had that for a while? They had that little attitude, like the Sonic cartoons.
Here's the intro.
The ghost voices that I remember.
Pac-Man.
That's me.
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
That's stupid.
All right.
Anyway.
Wrong. Poor Nicole.
Yeah.
All right. So
why me?
Our little Pac-Man's got a little bit of attitude.
Okay.
But he starts out in this city, and the whole time you're seeing these shadows. It's actually a pretty good looking game. You're starting up, and you're like, what are those little shadows on the ground? There's a bunch of shadows going over top of me. And you look up, and there's this ghost. There's this ghost as far as the eyes can see. Now, these aren't really like, the Pinky Blinky and all those guys. They don't quite look like that. They're a little bit different.
Oh, this looks okay. I'm looking at some screens here.
And I played the video. If you click in there on the underneath my name. Anyway,
in the Skype or where?
In the show notes. If you look in the show notes.
Oh, in the show notes. I see.
The show notes.
Oh yeah, I see what you did there.
Underneath that, I put a link to the thing that I was doing. So anyway, back to the game.
So this is you playing here. Oh, this is you playing. This is you playing.
Yeah, this is playing.
Here, I'll turn this down. Sorry, keep talking.
Oh, that's perfect. All right. So okay. So you get in there, and you got your little pills. You gotta collect, but they're more like coins. You don't have to collect every one of them like you would in the old Pac-Man game. But you're going against ghosts, and you have a couple of powers. One power is to make a scary face, and it can scare the ghost off a little bit. And you also have this chomping ability, so you can chomp and go ow. So and then that's how you get the ghost. So you're going along, everything is okay, and it's all right. It's an okay game.
I love how you're explaining Pac-Man to us.
Yeah, I love it. Now, how does Pac-Man work again?
How does Pac-Man?
It's different. It's different than the classic thing.
Okay.
Because you got Futurama tubes.
Oh, look at this. This is great.
Every time you go between little fields, every time you go between one level to the next, you get on this little Futurama tube.
So as the ghost, you need to avoid Pac-Man, right? Or not avoid him, but avoid him when he eats a power pellet.
You're actually watching the multiplayer, which is the part I was going to get to next. The multiplayer part is the true gem of this game. That's the part you want. The multiplayer part, you get to choose. It's split screens. There's four screens to play with.
Yeah.
And you can pick a ghost, and you can, like I said, you can play up to local 4 players. And what you're doing is you're trying to. There's a mini map in the middle, and the mini map looks like the original Pac-Man screen. And then you're trying to navigate the maze without getting eaten by Pac-Man, but you're trying to catch Pac-Man at the same time, of course, just like if you were playing Pac-Man, Nicole, except you're the ghost.
All right. You're playing the ghost. Got it.
But you don't know where Pac-Man is until he eats a power pill. So you're running around willy-nilly going, where is he? I don't know where he's at. I don't know. And all of a sudden it goes, and then you have to start running because you turn blue.
Well, right, so but that doesn't help you know where he is then, does it?
Well, actually it does. Once he eats the power pill, then he becomes visible in the maze. So you have to time it just right. You don't want to arrive too soon, because if you arrive too soon, he's going to eat you.
He'll eat you, right. Your eyes will go back to the thing.
So so what you do is you have to kind of like skirt around a little bit, and then you can chase him and kill him. In the meantime, he has some jerky little friends who are like shooting goo at you and stuff. I don't know what those characters are for.
Yeah, what the heck, man? They're not my Pac-Man game.
That's not my Pac-Man game.
No.
But I'm going to recommend this game highly because I enjoyed the poo out of it.
The hoo-ha.
The hoo-ha out of it. Great.
The hoo-ha out of this game. It's been a lot of fun.
So what's this note here about you winning your first Clash of Clans war by 1 point? What happened there?
Yes. So, we got a final score Clash of Clans clan on the Clash of Clans, of course. And
where can they find information about that?
They cannot. You cannot find any information about that. Okay. You have to go to your Clash of Clans and look up the final score under the clans. Once you build your clan hut so that you can join a clan, you can do that. Only problem is there's only 50 spaces, and that is filled up.
Oh.
But don't worry. If you come and ask nicely, someone will leave the group, and as it has been so far. Great group of people. But we finally got to play a war, and it's a little bit different when you play war because everybody has to donate troops, and then you go and fight against another clan. And we won the war by 1 measly point. It was back and forth. It was the closest game. Super stressful.
That's crazy.
It is. But now we are in a rest period, and we're letting some of the higher ups build their dragons and things because it takes like 2 days to
build a dragon.
Yeah, to build the dragon.
How to train your dragon in 2 days? Got it.
It takes 2 days to make one. So we really depend on those upper echelon guys. We depend on those guys. So
no, that's cool.
Sounds like a game that I'm kind of playing.
Well, that's a great segue right into
Nicole, what are you playing? What are you doing?
I started playing This Means War.
Yeah.
On iOS. And it sounds very similar to Clash of Clans, but it's all military based instead of fantasy based.
Means war. I'm gonna look.
This means war.
You buy Supercell as well because they have some. They got Boom Beach and they have this, and I saw the advertisement for that, and I'm not sure if
Terpster invited me to This Means War because he gets like points for people that sign up. So I'm like, I'll give it a shot because I'm kind of getting tired of the tapping games. You got me, Scott. After a year and a half, I'm finally
done.
Right.
Simpsons can tap themselves out.
So I started playing it. It's a neat little game where you're gathering resources and building your base and attacking, so you can attack other players. And then they have a campaign that you go through. So I'm trying to level my guys up. So I'm still a recruit. So I haven't had the ability to join a group yet. So I need to build up my base. But it's a fun little game.
It says
free.
A lot of the reviews are saying the base building and the kind of resource collection and all that stuff is very Clash of Clans. So if you're used to that already, you'd fit right in. But that the big advantage here, or the big fun thing here, is that the attack style, like the kind of way you attack, is really, really cool and visceral. And
There's 3 modes. So when you go into attack, you can go into the campaign.
Yeah.
You can do a friends challenge, or you can do multiplayer match, which sounds like what you were with the wars, Brian, that you were doing.
Yeah.
So.
Right. The war.
The war.
So how is the resource man? The part of Clash of Clans that puts me off is all that kind of base management stuff. I don't really get into that as much. Is that real heavy here? Heavy-handed?
Not really. I mean, I'm collecting supplies. So these blue supplies are dropping down, and you can collect them. It kind of reminds me a little bit of StarCraft.
Oh, wow.
But the way, because as you're collecting them, you're collecting these red gems. So you're mining for red gems, and then you have a storage facility that you're storing all that in. Same way, and the blue supplies are dropping from the sky in this parachute. And it's just kind of doing its thing. I don't really have to manage it, except for I'll go in and click on it to put it into my supply area.
Is there ever just like straight up like StarCraft style real-time strategy happening, or is it behind the scenes? Like what's the battle like?
So as I attack, it's top down, and as there's a line, a green line that you're pushing your line forward, and you can drop your guys onto that line, and you can strategically place like tanks on the left side. So depending on how the opponent has structured their base, you may want to be heavier on tanks on the left side, more kind of grunt soldiers on the left. So there is a strategy to it, and who you're picking and producing. And just like with StarCraft, you have to produce your guys. Yeah. And that's kind of the same way. You might like it. It's a fun little free game.
Sounds interesting. It looks pretty, and reviews are hot. So why not? Maybe I'll give it a shot.
Kind of StarCraft light.
I'll give it a shot. Do you get points if I join? And
yeah, okay. I'll invite you.
Because screw Terpster, man. Forget that guy.
Yeah, who needs that guy?
You don't need any points. Not giving him any.
It's a fun little game.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, this means war.
What else you got over there? You got you beat Wolf Among Us, which you mentioned. What'd you think of the whole thing? Loved it?
So the final chapter came out yesterday, and I finished it like in one sitting. It was done. It was really awesome. In fact, when the ending happened, I was like, wait, what happened? And then I had to go online and try to understand what had really happened. So there's some ambiguity at the end. Just a really cool story. Loved it. Highly recommend it.
Yeah. Telltale game, right? So it's kind of that whole Telltale stuff.
Yeah.
Well, sure, but it's everybody who I haven't beat the whole thing yet. I'm pretty early in it, but everybody I talked to was like, "Yeah, this is the Telltale game to beat. This is the one."
It's really
is awesome. It better than the Jurassic Park one?
Yes, everything's better than the Jurassic Park one. That thing was terrible. Because remember that Jurassic Park nightmare came out right before the Walking Dead series, and that was really good, and everybody went, oh, okay, well now we know they're capable of something rad. And then this came out, and a lot of people weren't familiar with the comic, were like, what are we doing? And then if you discovered it, you were like blown away, and now everyone really thinks very highly of this one. So that's good. That's good.
Yeah, the series Fables comic the comic book series is amazing too, and you don't need to have read that in order to play this. Yeah. But you will want to read it.
But you'll want to. It's good.
Yeah, after this.
It's a fantastic series. Also, you picked up South Park Stick of Truth?
I did during the Steam sale. I picked up that.
I missed it. Damn it. How much was it?
It was 33% off.
Damn it.
And
why is that thing still hanging around so hard?
Because it's a good game and it's new.
Yeah. I was waiting for it to go lower.
It came out this year,
on the last day, it was 33% off, and I was like, well, that's as low as it's going to go. Might as well pick it up.
It came out in March. That's pretty new.
Yeah.
For PC, but it's been out before then, right?
No.
For the console.
No.
No,
consoles, in fact, don't have our version of this game.
Yeah.
It only exists on the PC.
This came out. Well, was there something last year that came out?
No, not for South Park.
Nope.
This game had been delayed, if that's what you mean, but the launch was in March, and everyone loved it, and I was like, I want to play it, but I don't want to pay $60 for it.
Yeah.
And then I missed the sale.
I think I paid $40 for it.
Probably more.
Yeah. I'm thinking that's how much. I can't remember.
I would have paid $39. That's totally worth it.
I would have paid up to $19.95.
Yeah.
It's so wrong, and there's some scenes I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Like
very true to the show, right? Like maybe even.
Do they have full frontal nudity on
occasionally, like a little cartoon wiener or something? Yeah.
Cartoon wiener.
It's usually. I mean, they can full on drop the Fs in this though, which they can't do in the show. They have to bleep those.
They go all out. And then you get this is so bad. But one of the things that your character does,
close your ears,
is you go into the bathroom and you take a crap.
Yeah.
And then you collect the poop.
Yeah.
And then you throw
like you do. Yeah.
And then you throw it at your enemies to gross them out.
Wow.
And that's like a buff.
Right. Right. Well, it would be, wouldn't it?
It's all turn based. So I'm like, this is so weird. It's like Final Fantasy meets just everything just wrong.
It's very the battle system is very Final Fantasy. The world itself is very almost Skyrim because you can like pick up everything and inspect everything and open everything. It's crazy.
Well, not everything.
Most things. A lot of things.
You can't dig through the poo.
As long as the doors or the drawers have a gold like knob on them, you can open them.
Oh, okay.
So not everything can be opened.
Oh, no.
But it's very clear when you can open it. And you're collecting friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
And that's how you get your levels. So the more friends you have, the more skills you get.
Wow.
And
can I expect Facebook spam from you soon?
No. You don't connect to real Facebook.
Okay,
it's
good.
Facebook in the game.
Yeah, it's like a fake Facebook thing in the game.
Yeah, so
I've heard if you're a South Park fan, it's totally where I missed it on the sale.
I'm somewhere I stopped watching South Park a long, long time ago. Kind of the same time I stopped watching Simpsons.
Yeah.
But I still love that world. I love the characters.
Sure.
So it's kind of neat to go into these worlds, even though I'm not really watching the shows anymore. But it's a funny game.
Yeah. I never quit. I still love those shows. You know what we need? We need an adventure game based on, or an RPG based on Bob's Burgers. I would play the hell out of that.
Oh my!
That would be amazing.
Yeah, that town is already rich enough to have all the stuff you want to have, and you could be Gene. I don't know.
Probably 4 years from now, we'll get it.
It'd be amazing.
Archer.
Yeah.
That makes a really interesting topic for games because it's interesting to think of these properties could go on and create their own stories in a much better way than they have in the past because they're actually pretty good. Even the Family Guy is pretty decent. I mean,
I'm still playing that.
Here's what I would do. I would play a Futurama game that played like, so let's not make it an RPG.
Good news, everybody.
I would make it a freelancer. Do you ever play is it freelancer?
Yeah.
Whatever it was. That space sort of smuggler game. It was an amazing game.
Got a lot of mods for that game.
That game was a hell of an awesome game. I would play a Futurama game based on Freelancer. I would totally do that because you're making deliveries in space and you're smuggling stuff. And you can have all kinds of cool story and missions, and they should totally do that.
They should a mod if nothing else.
Yeah, I'd play.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna look up right now to see if there's a Futurama mod. I bet you someone's got one.
Is there a Futurama game? Because Tundra is saying there was a game.
Was there? I don't think there was.
No?
I think it's crack he's smoking. Yeah.
There's I see GTA Vice City mods, and I see several other things. Some Minecraft mods, of course. I am not familiar.
I'm not 100%. Yeah.
Well, Scott, if you like South Park, you'll love this game.
I probably will. I meant to get it at launch, and again, there was something about that price tag. It just made me go, I don't want to pay this.
Apparently it was a Futurama video game, 3D platform game. Came out for the PlayStation 2. Maybe that's the reason why you don't remember.
Look at that.
What was it called? What was it called?
Futurama.
Futurama, this isn't going to be as good as it could be because we don't know what we're doing yet?
This probably came out the first year Futurama was even out. Release date 2003.
Well, it came out in '99, so that's like 3 or 4 years out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It was just called Futurama, Vivendi Universal, and Fox Interactive. Let's see what the reception was like. Game scored 62.7 and 59 on the original Xbox. Blah blah blah. Fair to middling.
Guess what we're playing next week for old school? Futurama on the PS2.
Maxim said, score 6 out of 10. Said it's too bad the clunky controls and gameplay stay forever buried in a time lock of dull sloppiness. Wow, never mind.
Did they really say eh?
They did. They wrote.
So
the
this
word
is the
eh.
time before meh.
Yeah, you guys were. You guys nailed it. They tried, but yeah, they didn't quite nail it. Anyway, that's interesting. The game begins with Professor Farnsworth wearing a sombrero. All right, that's all I had to hear. We'll see. Maybe something else will come out of those guys. I doubt it. with the show being canceled again, but that'd be amazing. All right, so you also got Towerfall Ascension. That game is amazing. I bought it when it cost money.
Yeah, it's free right now. If you're a PlayStation Plus member and have a PS4, you can download it for free.
I have said, and I will reiterate it now, that I have never had more couch competition fun with a video game. And I played a lot of GoldenEye, a lot of freaking Mario Kart, a lot of a billion games of my past. None of them have stood up to Towerfall Ascension when it comes to playing against other people. I've had more fun with that than any other competitive multiplayer couch game in my life. And I'm not being hyperbole about that.
I knew you enjoyed it, and that's why I wanted to make sure people
You and Mark need to get going, and you'll kill each other.
We have no excuse now, right?
Oh my gosh, you'll never have so much laugh and fun and pissed and all the great things about video games. It's just great. That game is great.
We're good. Did you say piss?
Piss. Yeah, you guys need to share your piss. You need to bring a couple of cups, and you'll be all set. One couple, 2 cups. All right.
This has taken a turn for the worse.
It really has. So let's move on. What's going on with this 2K video game, BioShock Infinite money deal, humble bundle thing? What's going on?
I just wanted to mention to everybody, if you have not played BioShock Infinite, if you've not played XCOM, you can get those 2 games plus a ton of other games, both BioShocks, in the humble bundle right now for $20.
Wow, that's cheap.
Isn't that cheap?
Yeah, if you haven't played it, that's ridiculous. You should just get it. So the
Bureau, Darkness 2, XCOM, Enemy Unknown, BioShock Infinite, Mafia 2.
Is it Darkness 1 or 2?
2.
Okay, Darkness 2 is a really good game.
It is, and
I enjoyed Mafia 2.
Yeah, Mafia 2 was also good.
I liked it.
I just hate that I have all these.
Why is it doing that? Hold on. Hey, Dan, can you hear me? That's really weird.
Hello?
Okay,
yes.
Let's see if this actually ends, Dan. Something's broken in Skype. That must be why it's not working in the video.
You're answering.
Danny, there?
Did I put Nicole on hold again?
No, it wasn't you. This thing's janky. All right, here we go.
Nobody puts Nicole in the corner.
No one ever puts Nicole in the corner. That music is an indication that Dan Patrice is here with us. He was just with us at Nerdtacular, ran a bunch of game stuff at the game room, which turned out really fun. I'm glad that all worked out. I wish I'd have been able to spend more time in there. I really wanted to.
It was all so much fun. I didn't get a chance to play with you, but I did get some fun with Dunaway. We played some Vegas, and
nice.
Nicole. So I had a great time.
Good. Well, everybody spoke incredibly highly of Dan's prowess in that room, and that's awesome. I've seen your collection now, and it freaked me out.
It's amazing.
That photo is frightening.
If I had a nickel for every time I heard that.
Yeah, no doubt.
I thought there's gonna be a lot more prostitutes in the Vegas game, but not so much.
Brian had his hopes dashed for prostitution. Dan comes on the show every week when we have a show, and we talk about what is the latest and the coolest and the neatest thing he's seen in tabletop gaming lately. And today is no different. Dan, what do you got?
Well, I was going to talk about some social gaming because there was a game I taught on the first night of Nerdtacular. Now, everybody loves to play games with people they don't know and large games and things like that. So, Cards Against Humanity is great and all, but it's, there comes a time after you played a couple of times that there's only so much you can hear, penis, butthole, boobs. Well, I mean, we always love to hear boobs, but, some of the rest of them. And it's a little intimidating to people, and it could make them a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So things that I like are things like a game called Bang the Dice Game, which kind of sounds like it should be Cards Against Humanity, but it's set in the Old West.
Oh, I'm into that.
What you've got play up to 8 players. And you've got a sheriff, a renegade, an outlaw, and a deputy. And now there's cards given to everybody with a roll on it. Now, the only person that is face up, everything's private except for the sheriff. Now, the sheriff is face, as soon as you give them all out, the sheriff turns over his roll. And then everybody has who they are. There's a person, like Calamity Jane or something like that. And it gives you a little power. Now, it's a dice rolling game. So you're going to roll 5 dice. Yeah. And you're going to roll them twice. You can roll them up to 2 times. And it's
Yahtzee!
Like a Yahtzee, that's right. And what they have on them, all right, you've got a 1 and a 2, which is basically counts for shots. At the end, you shoot either the person 1 space away from you or 2 spaces away from you. Mm-hmm. And then you've also got like 3 bullet holes, which is a Gatling gun. Now, if any time you roll three of those at the end of your turn, everybody else takes 1 damage. If you roll a
Sorry, I don't know why that played.
I agree.
I don't know what the hell happened there. Just keep going. Jeez.
Apparently, Lo Wang doesn't like dynamite.
No,
so.
Right?
Jeez.
Lo Wang.
So if you roll dynamite, you can't re-roll dynamite, and if you roll 3 of those, you blow yourself up and you take a damage, and the turn goes to the next person.
You know what I'm going to do? I'll be rolling 3 dynamite every time. Yes.
Oh, that's what I do. I have the worst. Dice completely hate me. And if you roll a beer, you can either drink it yourself and get a life point back, or you can give it out to somebody else.
How does beer restore health?
Well, it does for me. Doesn't it make you feel better?
Yeah.
Right. That's what, yeah. Every time I get blown up by dynamite, I just grab a quick beer and everything's
all right. Yeah.
And then the last part is just arrows. Now, if you roll an arrow, you have to take an arrow. There's a stack of about 8 arrows in the middle. If you roll an arrow, you have to take one of the arrow things. You can re-roll them, but if you get another arrow, you have to take another one. Yeah. The person who rolls and it takes the last arrow, that's when Indians attack, and everybody that has arrows takes damage up to that amount.
Oh, sweet. Some nice like genocide racism in there too. That'll be good.
Exactly.
I want this game though. Everything you've described sounds like a ball to me.
Oh, but what ends up happening, and this is what makes it so much fun, is that everybody's constantly telling the the sheriff that they're the deputy. Now, here's what happens. You have sheriff, outlaws, deputies, and renegade. The sheriff wins if he eliminates the outlaws and the renegades. Yeah. The deputy wins if they protect the sheriff and the sheriff stays alive. The outlaws win if they kill the sheriff. And the renegades win if everybody else is dead except for them.
What happens if you accidentally kill the deputy? Do you have to sing a song?
You have to run around a table 3 times and give a beer.
I did not shoot the deputy.
So the whole time, everyone's trying to convince everybody else that there's something they're not.
Yeah.
So you're constantly telling the sheriff, "Don't shoot me. I'm your deputy."
Yeah.
So as this is kind of going around the table and people are doing damage to each other, you're trying to jockey. So you're trying to figure out who's the outlaw if you're an outlaw, and then try to take out the sheriff without being too obvious, so that everybody kills you.
This sounds like total. Did you have this at the thing?
Like
yeah, well, I taught it the first night, and basically it pretty much never left the table. There was always a group playing it every time. Next week, I'll tell you about another social game that's called The Resistance, which we played. I got to play with Ice Swarm and a bunch of other people the last night, which was nice, loud, raucous fun. But social games are just a ton of fun.
Yeah, give me the name of this one again, the Western one.
It's called Bang the Dice Game. It's based off of a kind of a card game, which is good, but this is a little bit better because it's quicker and it's just a lot more. Rolling dice is just a ton of fun.
The dice game.
And I think it's only might be less than $15. It's real cheap because just a bunch of cards and some dice.
And the next one, the one I'll talk about next week is Resistance. I'm going to do a little homework on that.
There's Resistance and Resistance Avalon, which are both really good social games. So I'll be looking forward to talking about that because, boy, did we have a lot of fun. I mean, any game where you sit next to your wife and tell her she's a traitor.
Yeah, no doubt, right?
Upset is always a ton
and you can
of fun.
do it and totally get away with it because it's a game. You have to. Dan, always a pleasure. Tell people where they can find you on Twitter or wherever so they can learn more about great board games.
Anytime you have any questions about board games or anything, at Geek Jock Blog, or just listen to the Geek All Stars.
Sweet.
On iTunes.
And again, you were rad at Nerdtacular. I'm so glad you were able to come.
Oh, thanks for having me. I can't tell you how great it was to meet all you guys in person and hang out.
It was good times. Great. It's always fun to have you, Dan. We'll see you next week.
Can't wait till next year.
Bye now.
Me too.
See ya.
Bye.
Super Knife. His wife is super nice as well.
Yeah. Super Knife. Yeah.
Super Knife. Super.
We did a whole cool kids demo area too to get the kids involved.
Oh, cool!
I absolutely loved.
And they were
what game that
we were great kids this year, by the way. Awesome kids. Anyway, yes, Brian. What Iceworm?
You know what game Iceworm played that I would not have played?
Put the wiener in the butthole. What?
No, he played Let Joey Image chop you in the chest.
Oh, I know, with his shirt off. What the hell, man? Did you see that? Good Lord.
For those who don't know who Joey Image is, he's our Frog Pants official wrestler.
You know how you know you're tired is when you accidentally say "put the wiener in the butthole" without really meaning to say
Did
that.
you say that?
I did. I didn't mean to because you said, "You know what Iceworm did?" And I said, "Put the wiener in the butthole." It's a terrible thing to say.
I didn't even hear it.
See, that's how I know you're tired because you didn't even hear it.
That was much
anyway. I take all that back. Good Lord. Anyway, he was smacking him hard. If you can find that Instagram or that Vine video somewhere, and it's something to see, man. He's a maniac. Even Joey told me he's like, that guy's crazy.
He is.
Yeah.
Oh, good old Swarm. Love him.
Anyway, good stuff. Where were we? Oh yeah, the Humble Bundle. Get that, $20. Let's do some news. I don't know if, here's the news.
Valkyrie needs food badly.
I need food.
Do not know where, I haven't seen Casey online, so I don't know what his dealio is. He may call. We'll see.
Casey, how is Quest?
He's probably afraid of you.
Might be. Sigourney Weaver Utah connection. Her brother lives out here. Reprises her alien role in this new game. So you've heard about the new Alien, what is it? Alien Runaway Action? What's it called? Crap. Alien Isolation.
Isolation.
It's the story. I'm actually really interested in this. The story is supposed to be Ripley's daughter. And she is on her own with not a lot of weaponry and one alien stalking the place where she's at. And that is what Alien should be about, not just waves of aliens. I mean, that's fun for a movie, but I want a game where it's like, if you want a good survival horror game, Alien, it could make a really good one. It sounds like Isolation is aiming for that. It's about her daughter, but apparently she will appear in it as well and lend voice work. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah. I'm excited about that. It's funny because we for a while there we were super excited about actors and actresses being voice actors in video games, and we kind of think they would kind of cool off for a little bit, and now we're kind of getting excited again. I'm totally stoked about her bringing this role back.
Yeah, I think it's cool. You also put an article in here. It's kind of interesting. I think it's just a good read. This is a good long read, kind of an opinion piece about what the PlayStation's 3-tiered goal is, or what the 3 things it has to nail to continue their strong lead this generation. And here are the 3 things. All right. Number 1. Hold on.
Number 1's.
Oh, this is hard to do.
Number 1. Steal all the market share. Steal all the market share from Microsoft.
Is that number 1?
That's number 1.
What's number 2?
Number 2 is no. I'm just kidding.
I don't. It doesn't. This article's not good at saying it, but we're going to link it so you can read about it.
Right. It's quite lengthy, and
it's a beast.
It's I'm sure
it's mostly a video. There's a whole video here, and this is what they recommend you look at, which I'm going to try to play right now. A little bit of. Will it play? Yeah, here it is. IGN News.
I'm David Hatfield, and this is IGN News. The future of Sony's PlayStation 4.
He talks too fast and runs his words together. All right.
But yeah, the third thing, which is the only thing they really list in the article if you're not watching the video, is they're looking at virtual reality.
Yeah, you got the Project Morpheus going on.
Project Morpheus.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I am too.
I am too. They need to see the good competition in the VR space. That'll be good for everybody. So let's see if they can pull it off. Microsoft is offering $75 credit if gamers upgrade to an Xbox One.
Do you want one? Do you?
Not yet. I don't. So even that $75 isn't enough to get me to go. There are no games I care about that much. So name one. Name a game on the Xbox One that I just have to have. I can't think of one. What is there? Titanfall? I can get a PC version of that, so don't have to.
I've been thinking about it. I got a 360, and they've been sending out offers for $75 off the current $399 price model. That knocks it down to $325. That starts getting kind of
but what game? What game you still want to spend $325 to play? I can't think of one. I'm not even saying that.
But no, wait. You're not thinking from the perspective of a potential person who has not upgraded, who is a loyal Microsoft.
Well, they've already bought one.
Follower. But not necessarily. I have an Xbox 360.
But if they're loyal, if they're loyal, like the kind of person you're talking about doesn't wait around for a $75 credit. The people that they're trying to get are people who are on the fence and not sure what they want to do. It's fine.
This makes it interesting because I haven't bought either one of the current gen consoles.
Right. But if you look at them both, dude, which one of them has a game you want to play on it? Maybe none right now. I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking. Neither one of them are really. I'm still a PC guy.
I would argue this is true for me as well. The reason I got a PS4 is because I was going to get one of them, and at least on there I had some idea of some of the things coming that I really wanted to play. So that was an easier decision for me. And one day I'll have that Xbox One when it makes sense. But right now there are no games I care about over there. None. Not one. Yeah. Most of the games I care about are on my PC. I hate to say it, but because I'm excited about new consoles. I really am. But they just aren't. They just don't. Have any big deal right now. Like just this is too early. 2015, that's your year.
2015, they've got tons of games coming out in 2015. So I guess you got to ask yourself, are you feeling lucky? Because, is this going to be the price point at Christmas time? Are they going to drop the prices again? This is probably a good indication of what the price is going to be at Christmas time. They usually do this because they're kind of testing the market a little bit to see how it sells.
They're also desperate. They are not selling consoles at all right now. They're having a very hard time.
They're having a little bit tough time, but I think they're in for the long haul.
Well, they have to be, and they have the money to do that. I'm not saying they wouldn't. I'm just saying it's ugly right now, and it will be for a while. Games make the biggest difference. give them some, make that Halo 5 the greatest thing ever, you'll sell plenty of Xbox Ones.
Right. $299 by Christmas. That's what I predict.
I predict you're right, and I think Sony will answer with the same price point.
Right.
I think they'll all be $299 by Christmas.
Is coming.
Did we lose Nicole? Nicole, you're there.
No, I'm still
okay.
here.
Sorry.
I'm extremely bored.
Yeah, jump in if any of this gets
Xbox Ones. You guys suck.
Speaking of Rogue Legacy, game I loved on the PC, loved it. It is coming to PlayStation systems this month, 29th, I believe. You'll have it both on Vita and PlayStation 4. I don't know about PS3. That's exciting. I can't wait. I'll play that again. I want it on the Vita mostly because that's a great portable game, or would be. And it's been way too long since they announced it 2 E3s ago that they were coming to PS4. And now finally, what are you guys doing over there? Get on that, Rogue Legacy. Anyway, that's coming. And then finally, the gaming the Steam Summer Sale game. A lot of people tried to figure out the best way to ensure the absolute cheapest price on a game they were waiting for. Did you guys get... I hardly bought a thing this time.
I hardly bought a thing either, and I'm hearing that from a lot of people. And one of the reasons why I believe is because they resold a bunch of sales they've had in the past.
Well, it's because we already own them all. That's why.
Yeah,
the new games. The new games didn't have they weren't as marked down as they usually are. I don't know. It just didn't seem the sales were as...
They weren't as deep. Yeah, you're right. The cuts weren't as deep on newer stuff. That's absolutely true. But I found myself every day checking and going, own that, own that, own that. Everything that I would have jumped on, I already got it.
I picked up 3 games.
What'd you get?
What'd you get?
State of Decay.
Yeah, a good game. Love that game.
South Park: Stick of Truth.
Yeah.
And here, let me clear my throat. Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein.
That game's good. I'm still playing the PS4 version of that. It's good.
So yeah.
How much do you pay for the Wolfenstein?
That was down to
whatever, 33% off.
I want to say that was $35 or something on sale. I saw it too.
When I see 33% off on big ticket games like that, I kind of do the same thing I do when I go to Walmart or Office Max and those kind of places, and I go, they must not be ready to get rid of it just yet, because I'll see something in the clearance section and it's marked.
But I know these are great games.
Yes.
And I want to play them. So definitely,
yeah. That's all.
I'm down with that.
I just feel like it's a lot of us who've been at this for a while own a lot of what they had on sale.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. It's probably still good for a lot of other people. Got an email this week from Tom Walter, a.k.a. D. Jagagok of AIE. Says, Nicole, Scott, and Scrote. Django. Is that what that is? Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a dumbass. Are there... Woof. I'll say woof from now on. You say Django. Are there any good cowboy/western themed games for the PC you would recommend playing? I really enjoyed Call of Juarez Gunslinger and would love to find something similar to that, but my search hasn't brought up much. Anything you can recommend would be greatly appreciated. Thanks. I'm with you 100%, and I don't know why it's such a dearth of these things. I really wish, if tomorrow 2K and Rockstar came out and said, look, we've decided to go ahead and put an up-resed version of Red Dead Redemption Online on Steam, I would buy it right this second at full price.
I missed that game.
I love that game. I'd play the whole thing again. I loved it that much. But they won't, sadly. That game.
I miss you driving us off a cliff.
Yeah, right. And that wagon was so much fun. What a great freaking awesome epic experience that game was. And I cannot wait for whatever the sequel is going to be. But I believe whatever the sequel will be a PC port this time. I don't know if it'll be simultaneous. Like the PC version of Grand Theft Auto 5 is imminent. It's coming. So I don't know if it'd be that kind of deal where we're waiting for it again, but I guarantee that's coming. And then, maybe some other stuff here or there. But I just don't know if the market is as big as we wish it was on PC for Western-themed games. Yeah. I could go for a dual-stick shooter, like over-the-head, Geometry Wars style thing set in the Old West. That'd be fun. I'd take anything. Yeah, Gunsmoke. Any of those things.
That was...
Yeah, I'd take a...
1880 or 1860, whatever it was, that city building management thing? That's on Steam. That's fun. And that's set in the Old West. It's more of a city management thing and a gold mine thing than it is an action game. But I'm with you, man. Lots of good mods out there, too. So look around for, shooter mods and stuff. I suspect when Unreal Tournament, the new Unreal Tournament release that comes soon this year, which is all open source and open developed, and we'll have tons of mod support and all that. I guarantee you'll see some Western mods for that. So, I mean, that may be where we find our fun, is in mods. I hate to say it.
I just got the Calawares. Is that right?
Yeah, that's
Calawares.
That's right. That's right.
Melanie, who listens to the show, sent it to me, and I haven't had a chance to install it. But you said good things about it, so I put it on my wish list.
Yeah,
so,
I liked it a lot back in the day.
Yeah, I remember you singing its praises.
Yeah, it's good. It looked really nice. It played fun. It was more of an arcade than a serious story or anything, but still fun. There's stuff you can do in that world, and I wish more developers would.
Don't get lead dead. Wasn't that the one we got that was
lead dead? No, that was something gold. Lead and gold.
Lead and gold.
That was poop.
Well, the game wasn't bad. It's just that there was nobody playing it.
And I think there's nobody playing it because it was kind of bad. I think that was the problem. It wasn't great. But it's the same problem I have with movies. There aren't enough Westerns anymore. I crave this stuff all the time, and nobody's making them. So
Guacamelee, though not a
I'm going to agree with you there.
has a little bit of flair to it.
I agree very much so. Yep, that's a good stand-in for a straight Western. More spaghetti Western, but very much that vibe. That's a great game.
It is a fun game.
And isn't that free on PSN right now if you have Plus? I could be wrong, but that's on Steam now, Vita.
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it all over the place.
Wonderful game. I love that game.
Guacamelee.
All right, that's your emails. I guess no Casey today. It makes me sad.
No, it does make me sad.
So here's this instead.
We're kicking it old school.
We didn't even see him at Nerdtacular. That's, I think, the first year he hasn't been able to come. I know he's been busy. Had a lot going on. Old School, that's where we take an old game and we revisit it. And we're doing this kind of in conjunction with the live Film Sack episode that we saw at Nerdtacular, where we talked about Maximum Overdrive. In the background was Star Castle, 1980 arcade game that came from Cinematronics. It was involved obliterating a series of defenses orbiting a station turret in the center of the screen. The game was designed by Tim Skelly and programmed by Scott Bowden.
Is that the one he cusses at? Your mother.
Yes.
Your mama.
Well, he cussed at the. I think he cussed at the pinball machine. But yeah,
the pinball machine.
What a weird thing that was. So weird, man.
I loved it.
Anyway, Brian? You remember playing this game? I love this game growing up.
I did play this game. Of course, once again, yes, it is like an Asteroids kind of knockoff kind of thing.
Totally different direction though, right? Like
right.
Like reverse Asteroids in a weird way.
Exactly. You were the one on the outside, and you were trying to attack the thing in the center. Yeah. Yes. Once again, but I loved all these games during that time. This is a really early arcade game, 1980. Not
this
a lot
was
of
Vector, was it not? I think it was.
Vector, indeed, it was Vector arcade game.
Yeah.
The thing most interesting about Star Castle, even though it did not have a huge impact upon me when I was a kid playing in the arcade, it did have a huge impact upon Hollywood apparently, because this game has shown up in a lot of movies, from Fast Times at Ridgemont High, where Sean Penn said, dude, and Star Castle it's Rocky 3 and Ghostbusters and Maximum Overdrive, which we've seen, and some it's been in Columbo.
Yeah,
TV series. Yeah.
So here's an example of some gameplay. I don't know how good this video is. I just found one. Oh, I love the sound of it.
Gets lower.
It's kind of like Breakout too, in a weird way, you know? Right. Arkanoid.
Great sounds for a game that old.
I agree. It's cool, trippy. I like it. It was on the Vectrix as well. Remember the Vectrix? My friend had that thing. Love that little stupid thing. Vectrix is cool because it was all vector art in every game. There was no other kind of art in it. It was all vector all day.
It's in the name of the thing.
It's in 82's Fast Times at Ridgemont High. It was in Rocky 3. It was in Ghostbusters. It was in Maximum Overdrive. And it was in the TV series Columbo in the episode Murder, Smoke, and Shadows, along with Joust, which is my favorite arcade game of all time. Do you guys have one of those, Nicole? Give me your favorite arcade game of all time.
Gauntlet.
Nice.
I loved playing Gauntlet.
Wizard needs food badly.
I probably played more Gauntlet than about anything, but I got to say a good close second to me that I played so much of is going to be that Turtles game, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, really? Your favorite arcade game? Wow.
Played the crap out of it.
For me, it's a pretty solid toss-up between oh man, there's so many, and I could probably name others, but probably a toss-up between Joust and Marble Madness. I love those games. So good. So good. Both Atari games, I believe. No. Sorry, one was Williams. The other was Atari.
Marble Madness couldn't handle it.
Loved Marble Madness. It's so good, man. And Gauntlet was like, Valkyrie has died.
Oh.
Didn't that game also... Which game... Oh, no, it was the guitar... There was a guitar riff in Marble Madness. Hold on, I gotta find this. Madness.
You can find it. I believe in you.
Ness.
Guitar
riff.
Looking up Ness.
You gotta... I gotta find this. For some reason, Google occasionally is just hanging on me, and I don't know why. Why Google of all things?
You're having all kinds of...
I know. Today's technical dumb day.
Is the Chrome browser...
I'm glad it just didn't happen over the weekend.
That's pissing me off. Anyway, here it is. Marble Madness guitar solo. Oh, this is a guy actually doing it.
I'm down with that.
Hold on.
Play it.
This is really annoying because
just get the guy.
All Google services are being chop. Anyway, doesn't matter. Point is, it might play while we're talking. It used to go. You can hear it like all the way down down the mall. You can just hear that thing go.
That's much better than the guy who was going to play it. So I'm glad you did that. Thank you.
Ooh, listen, that's the theme.
Sounds like Transistor.
Yeah, that's totally mellow.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to capture that. That's so nice. Anyway, there you go. That's your old school pick. If you have an if you have an old school pick suggestion. If you have an old spick, first of all, quit being so racist. Second of all, let him out once in a while. Third of all, email us, podcast@finalscoreshow.com. And also, while you're at it, visit the site, finalscoreshow.com. Nicole, you got anything cool going on? You posted Ladies Elite, the live one?
Yeah, we posted Ladies Elite, posted Nerd Parents. Scott Fletcher sat in on the panel on Nerd Parents. So it was really awesome to have him on there. Great. I need him in more podcasts. I've come to the conclusion.
Nothing wrong with that guy, man.
It had a great time.
Yeah, he's a good man. Nicole Spag on Twitter. Yep. Brian, how about you? What's going on? You got anything cool to tell people about?
Absolutely. Check out Comics Coast to Coast. We had a live one there at the Nerdtacular, and Scott Fletcher sat down with us with the Film Sack. So fun.
Yeah. Fun all around, everybody. Go check those out. Brian's at the Brian Dunaway on Twitter. I can be found at Scott Johnson. The show can be found at TFS Show. And make sure you check out all our community stuff on Facebook and everywhere else. We're all over the damn place. Just go to the website, finalscoreshow.com. That's going to do it for us. For me, for Brian, and for Nicole. We'll see you next time.
Game on.
Bear. Yeah. It went well, everybody. It just hit me how literally how tired I am today.
Right? I could tell it was all kind of petering out.
I feel like it's just catching up with me. It's weird.
So Nobu on Twitter just linked to me Vault 101 sneakers that I must buy now.
Oh my gosh. Buy now. Are they cool?
They are so cool. They're blue and they have the Vault 101 on the side and Vault Tech on the lip.
That seems like right up your alley.
Ooh, those are pretty. I like those.
They're awesome.
Did he recommend it to you? Meaning,
yeah, to me, Kim, and
because you guys are all huge fans of that.
Yeah, Kim and I are like ridiculous. I mean, we have Pit Boys for Pete's sake.
Yeah.
For Pete Turkey.
For Pete Turkey.
Pete Turkey.
What the hell is that about? It's so weird. I can't get Pete Turkey on this thing.
That's on the official Bethesda website at that. I see them for like $50.
What, Pete Turkey?
No.